What if you could trade somebody else's money and keep up to 90% of the profits? Well, from being a pro hockey player to running a prop firm and funding thousands and thousands of traders, you're about to meet the CEO of Take Profit Trader. We're going to get down in there and ask some crazy good questions, and we're going to find out what his thoughts are on the prop space moving forward. Let's jump into it. All right, guys. So right here, right now, Take Profit Trader running a 40% off coupon going on with zero activation fee. Coupon in description section below with the link. All caps JESSEW is the coupon you want to use with Take Profit Trader and your favorite top tier prop firms. In this video, we're going to be going over some questions with the CEO and owner of Take Profit Trader. We're going to pick his brain. We're going to find out why Take Profit Trader operates, how it operates, what he thinks the prop space looks like moving forward. We're going to ask some questions about what the future of Take Profit Trader looks like, and we're going to hear all the answers directly from James, the CEO of Take Profit Trader. And if you enjoy these kind of videos, then make sure to comment in the comment section below. And if you want to win a $50,000 Take Profit Trader evaluation, well then, my friends, you simply got to do a couple things. The first thing you got to do is comment in the comment section below right now. The second thing you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and then the third and final thing you're gonna want to do is smash that like button. And if you feel like it and you want to help it out, just share the video on social media, tag me there as you do as well. Remember, guys, coupon code all caps JESSEW for the deepest discounts available at Take Profit Trader and all the other top firms. Let's go ahead and jump right on into this interview. All right, guys, so here we are with the one and only James from Take Profit Trader, owner, CEO. What's going on, James, man? Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, Jesse, thank you. I always enjoy talking, doing these things. So I appreciate you having me on.
Love it, man. So tell me a little bit about yourself, how you came about getting started with Take Profit Trader. What's your background? What did you do? What did you do before Take Profit Trader and stuff like that?
Yeah, Jesse, I was a professional athlete. I always say a career minor leaguer. I'm sure some of your audience has heard me give this spiel before. And in reality, like, nobody cares about my hockey career. I don't even care about it that much. I played for, I think, 14 years.
Wow.
Pro. I played in college. I feel like I played for 50 years because I started when I was 3. I
Oh,
retired
okay.
when I was 35. I played all over the world. But again, like, it's never about me. Just like Take Profit Trader is not about me. The only reason that I'm here is because when I was playing hockey, I was blessed to be able to do something and make pretty good money doing it, and have a lot of free time while I was doing it to learn, like, what I was going to do next in life. Because as everybody knows, like, professional athletes, you have a shelf life. Like, I was already being told I was old when I was 25 for
Wow.
the pro hockey game. And so the writing was on the wall for me. I knew whether I played another, 10 years or another 2 years, I was going to have to do something after. So I fell in love with trading. It was one of those things that was so, like, I felt like it was infinitely scalable. I was able to do it kind of in my free time as I was, still playing hockey. I was able to, do market replays on the weekend and do, the whole week. I would try not to look at the markets at all during the week so that I could really practice on the weekends. And before, when I started, there was no micro futures. So, like, you were getting, I cut my teeth in the S&P 500, the ES, and I'm still, like, I can see the ES on the back of my eyelids when I sleep. That, it's $50 a point. And,
Yeah.
there was no such thing as the micro. So the battle scars were bad. Like, it hurt more when you didn't know what you were doing. And I sure as hell didn't know what I was doing. And I thought I did, just like most people have. You go through these stages of competency. I was less competent than I thought I was. I didn't know what I didn't know, like most of you guys listening, probably when you started out. So, I started down that path, and there wasn't really, like, Top Step had just kind of come into the market. I'm sure some of your traders know what Top Step is. They were the first and still one of the biggest. Great company, a competitor of ours, but I'd never say a bad thing about them because I think they're a great company. And I saw what they were doing, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And my prop journey kind of started as I don't want to say a traditional prop because I wasn't brick and mortar, but I also wasn't with Top Step. I was more of some other companies that I thought did some things pretty poorly. And I was like, hey, if I ever got good at this, maybe I would start my own firm, right? And so I started as helping other hockey players that were struggling once I've kind
Nice.
of turned the corner. And then one of those hockey players actually had a little bit of money. And that's why I say I was more of a non traditional prop firm trader because he had played in the NHL. He had made some money. He staked me just like a prop firm would stake a trader. And,
Hmm.
we did a profit split. And I'm like, hey, I always thought it was my strategy that was killing me. It was really, I didn't have any money because I was too afraid to lose it because I was losing it at $50 a point
Yeah,
when I was an idiot, right? And so that's kind of my journey to into prop. And I did some consulting for another firm, and it just didn't work out. So I started Take Profit Trader, and it was we built it on a couple things. It's like one of my key pet peeves when I traded and when I saw in the market was, man, like if you make money, why are they holding the money from you to be able to withdraw
mm,
it? And that's like anybody that's watching this knows Take Profit Trader will pay you every single day.
yep,
And it's one of the things people like. And I'm just because I was a trader, I always hated that. Not just in trading, like if you've ever been in, sports betting or any of these things you can do online now,
hmm,
it's always feels like it's so easy to give people your money, but so hard to get it back.
yeah,
And I hated that, right? And so Take Profit was built on daily payouts, and then we got lucky, right? Like we were able to grow because of COVID. So I'm not going to
mm,
pretend, not naive and pretend that like, hey, we're just some brilliant guys over here. It's like, yeah, we've built the company the right way and done some good things, but we've also had some tailwinds from a lot of people finding out about trading through COVID when people were at home
yeah,
and like that. So as bad as it was for some people, it was good for some people. Like
for sure.
learning a new skill, being at home, it was good for Take Profit Trader because we grew because of it. And it's unfortunate that COVID happened for
Yeah.
everybody, but sometimes there's some people that benefited, and we certainly did.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like every scenario. There's always good and bad in every single scenario.
That's
You
right.
know, there is, and we just gotta find that good and try to expand on it, and let it grow. So yeah, that's freaking great, man. No, the story's freaking awesome. I love it. And honestly, just by some of the things you said, I can relate a lot to you because I've gotten some good investments over time, specifically in real estate. And it's you would be like, oh, the guy's a market wizard. But no, I just bought and it just so happened. Like, for example, I bought a house in the Florida Keys in 2019. I closed a month before my daughter was born. And I bought the house for 440,000 bucks. Bro, the house now is worth way over 800,000.
Yeah. I've got some similar luck in real estate in Florida. I live in Florida.
Oh, me
So,
too.
there's a couple states that if you bought, we bought, we, I retired from hockey in 2019 and moved to Florida. So we closed on our house in June of 2019. And, houses, the reason I moved to Florida was because I'm from DC. And, if you didn't work for the government, I didn't want to be in DC. I mean, it's really expensive. So we felt like Florida was a good bang for our buck, good climate. I mean, I grew up in a hockey rink. I was tired of freezing my ass off.
Yeah.
So we moved to Florida, and the same thing. Like COVID happened, and the real estate prices went bananas. And but that's not really like I would say that's more luck, than
Yeah.
like it's not like
That's what
oh
it is.
savvy real estate investor. It's like hey, it was just good timing.
My house here this house, I bought it in 2011, the bottom of the real estate market during the Great Recession. I bought it for 180,000 bucks. Bro, the houses in the neighborhood are going for 800K, bro.
Yeah, hey man. Yeah, you're a
Oh,
genius. You're a genius.
I could write a book and sell it, and people would be like, "Oh my god, this guy is
Yeah.
awesome."
Hey man, you wouldn't be the first one to do that.
They do it all the time, man.
That's right.
All right, so here I got you on the first question here. What inspired you to fund, which you kind of already answered, Take Profit Trader? Start it. How does the one-step evaluation process and the day one payouts reflect your vision for supporting future traders?
Yeah, I mean it's a good question. It's really I think I've touched on it a little bit, but I think that early on in futures prop, let's call it like retail prop or online prop because
Mhm.
prop existed forever. Like it was brick
Yeah.
and mortar. You would do it in Chicago or with the SMB capitals of the world in New York.
Hmm.
You paid the desk fee, and it's similar but different.
Yeah.
But in prop, like when there were fewer market participants, meaning like companies, the companies could do whatever they wanted, and so the rules were stupid. Like it was like, let's get you to take a test, and after you take that test, let's take you another test
Hmm.
for another test before you do like Okay, then let's throttle you on the contracts you can trade in the live account. That's not even live, and then maybe put you in a live account and make you pay for the data. Like the rules were just, you got to streamline the process, but that happens with competition, right? So I
Yeah.
always tell people, your listeners, like the best thing that ever happened to the trader was retail prop, because like when people started realizing, hey, there's a lot of traders here, some of the firms were making money, more firms came in for market share, the rules get better. Who do the rules get better for?
The
They get better
traders.
for the trader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Payouts get better for the trader. So, it's a double-edged sword, because like some traders, like when the rules are too good, I always say this, your users have probably heard me say this in other podcasts. If the rules are too good, then you've got to worry about the longevity of the firm. We've all
Yeah.
heard about firms going under. It's like it's a cash grab, and then when it's time to get paid, they're gone with your money,
Yeah.
right? So it's this dance that these firm owners, myself included, Take Profit Trader, and the great team that we have, is how do we make it so that it's good for the traders and sustainable for the firm? Because there's
Yeah.
money in it for the firm, but if the rules are getting better for the trader, and that's good for the trader. There's more options for the trader. Whenever there's options, that's good. If you like Take Profit Trader because you might like 1-day payouts, you might not
Mm-hmm.
like Take Profit Trader because you love the best rules, and Take Profit doesn't have the best rules. I'm the first one to own that. We don't have the best rules because, again, there has to be some kind of a balance of like, hey, I'm going to be here to pay you out 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Not like you get these ridiculous rules that I'm going to have to kick the can down the road to pay you out, which I'm never going to do that, and make you like have one payout window a month or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or the rules are going to be a little bit harder, and it's going to be, harder to get through the test, like maybe 5 days to pass instead of one, or,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, some things that people are like, hey, you've got, this rule and it sucks. Like, I don't know that we have that rule and it sucks. Like, oh, that was a new one. Like, I didn't know that. Yeah, I know that rule is not ideal for a trader, but it's actually like it's hard, and it enforces like discipline. So yes, I know that there's somebody doesn't have that rule. Like, I get it, but like for the longevity, and of course, like I think that's what I'm trying to put like in front of traders these days is, hey, if it's too good to be true, it probably is, right?
Yep.
So like, let's make sure that. And the market is sophisticated now. They're starting to, the pendulum always swings in politics and prop trading and everything, where you want the best rules. Now traders are going, hey, can you make the rules a little bit harder so that I know that all this riffraff and like these scamsters are going to be out, and then like Take Profit Trader is going to be here. Yeah, so the pendulum is actually swinging back. There are traders that actually write us and asking us for harder rules, stricter, regulations on KYC and stuff like that, because bad apples spoil it for everybody, right?
Always on everything.
Right, exactly. So like I think, and I think it's important, and I appreciate you giving me, Take Profit Trader the platform to be able to have these conversations with, your user base that's pretty large, to say, hey guys, like, there's two sides of every story. So like
Yep.
usually on a forum or something, you're going to hear the trader side, and like, listen, I was a trader, I get it. Like some of it is right. Some of it is like, guys, but please, like, look at it from a longevity standpoint. Like, we're gonna be here. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta make sure that we're gonna be here, so that like when it's time to, pay you, then yeah, there you go. Like, there's your money, and you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
And so that's where like kind of full circle to answer your question. I know I get, long-winded and off tangents,
No.
but it all really kind of flows together, like the answer to that question.
It goes back to something. I think it was last week. I was talking to a trader in the comment section of one of my videos. Maybe he'll watch this and he'll be like, "Yep, that was me." And he tells me, anytime a firm denies a payout, it's theft. And I said to him, "Well, anytime a firm denies a payout where you did not break a rule, yeah, I agree with you, it's theft. But if you broke a rule, you shouldn't get paid out." And he was like, "Nope, you should always get paid out." I'm like, "Well, what are we doing here? There's got to be rules." Good business is always done when both parties are content, and do something that's agreed on, and that's it. It can't just be all one-sided. It can't be, because then what are you doing? It's a free-for-all. So yeah, it can't be all for the trader, and it can't obviously all be for the firm. So I think you guys do a really good job of balancing out the rules when you compare it out in the big picture. Sure, some people don't like the intraday trailing drawdown, but it becomes a static after you hit the threshold.
It's hard. It's harder. I get it. Like, it takes a good trader to be successful. It takes a trader to take profits instead of just swinging, constantly swinging for the fence. So like I always I lean into the question because it's a good qualm to have. Like, hey, I
Yeah,
don't like intraday drawdown. It's like, yeah, if you don't say that, that means you're not paying attention, right? And you do say that, and it's great. It's like it's great feedback. But again, there's always this balance on the teeter totter, right? Like
exactly.
you want better payouts, like the rules are going to get a little bit harder because again, it goes back to the longevity, of the business. And,
Of
and and I wanted to say something about your point about anytime a firm takes,
denies.
denies a payout at Steph. I hope that guy's listening because in one way I agree with him, but in the other way is like we always look as human beings through our lens, right? So
Hmm.
through our lens of account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's assume for a second that the rule that the trader broke was a rule. That's a rule for a reason because there's probably 500 people doing it at the same time. So it might be theft for you, right? But in the totality of the 500 people that broke the rule, it washes out. So like you won on it, so you think it's theft. Somebody else lost on it, and so that we lost, right? So the rule it ends up evening out, and it's not just through one particular account's lens. That's the reason there is a rule because multiple accounts are doing the same thing at the same time. Meaning like if you trade news, let's say that everybody trades through news and they're not allowed to trade through FOMC or whatever.
Yeah.
And the software doesn't block you out of it, and you do, and then there's 10 guys that make $10,000. That's 100 grand, and they're all saying I stole from them. The other 10 guys lost 10 grand and lose 100 grand, and they go, okay, yeah, I broke the rule, but guess what? Too bad. Like I lost the money. I'm not on the hook for it anyway. So like I'm walking away. So of course you don't hear those guys that lost. You only hear the guys that won. They think it's theft, but in reality, the aggregate of that is we broke even. It's a crude example. I
Yeah.
get it. But I just want to, say that, the theft it would angle is only if you're looking at through the rule in a vacuum, like or the only account, a take profit trader, or firm A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter. I just want people to take a more like big picture view before those kind of accusations are slung around.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Like for me, it's I go to a firm, I buy an evaluation, I pass it. I know what the rules are. If I'm trading it, it's because I'm agreeing to the rules, man. It's just simple as that. There's firms out there that between their payouts, history, and their rules, I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. I don't agree to it, so I stay away from it. It's that simple. I mean, we're all adults here. Like, you got to
And
decide.
I
Yeah.
need I need more people like you around.
No, man, and I'm another one that, and I don't know what your stance would be, and this is not even on my list of questions. I'm another one because, and I love what you moved to Florida from DC, man. You got more freedom here to begin with.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm one that I don't want regulation from the government in the space for at least for as long as we possibly can, because we're adults and the free market really dictates where the winners and losers are. And us as the traders paying the firm, we decide who the winner and loser is because we're the free market. If we let the free market do its thing, yes, some people are going to get hurt along the way, but that's just the nature of life, period.
Amen,
Period.
brother. And that's the thing too is like the CME who owns the data, they know about prop.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to know about prop. They're actually on board with prop because it brings more people into trading than ever. Like they're getting
Yeah.
more data fees. Like they're okay with it. What's not good for prop and what's not good for the people that love prop and love the opportunity that you have that you've never had before. The rules are as good for the traders they've ever been. Is firms coming in making ridiculous rules that they can't fulfill and going
Yeah.
under, and then all of a sudden the ones that are legitimate that do have harder rules because they know they need harder rules to protect the firm and and to protect their live accounts is it brings everybody down. So like
Everyone.
we don't the trader thinks that he wants better like ridiculous rules. I actually think that that's why the pendulum is swinging back because the traders are so sophisticated. They're starting to realize like that's not good for anybody. that
Exactly.
that's not good for anybody because it's not sustainable. So when you don't have sustainability, you have firms going under. You've got firms trying to manipulate trades. You've got all kinds of
Oh.
shit happening, and then like guess what? The entire industry then becomes under the magnifying glass. That's not
It's a
good.
black eye. It's
Yeah,
a black eye after a black eye after a black eye.
exactly. And
It's
and no matter what, you know how it is with the government. Like you're automatically implicated as a firm doing the right thing with some black hat company that never had the right intentions, you get grouped in with it because you're in the same industry. So like,
Yeah.
I want those companies out, not because they've got better rules, is because I know that those rules aren't sustainable. And what it's going to do is it's going to drag the trader that's sitting here arguing with my team or whatever about some rule. I'm like, dude, like, what the rule is. Like, the rule is there to make this sustainable.
That's it. That's what it is. And it's like going back to what you said about the other firms that come out and they're here for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, and then they go under. Some of them going under real nasty ways and rug pulling. Others just going under like a business that goes broke. It's bad for the industry as a whole. So it's bad for the firms and it's bad for the traders. I've said this on countless videos where I've touched on that topic. It's bad for the firms because you get scrutinized more. It's bad for the traders because if you start getting regulations from the government and the industry starts to shrink, this doubles back to something you spoke about earlier. Competition goes away. If you only got 3 or 4 or 5 firms, that's it. Competition goes away. It really does. And that always ends up hurting the end consumer more than anybody else.
That's right. Because in an extreme example, you go back to like the monopolistic model where one firm controls everything. They can make the rules whatever they want. And then the rules suck for the trader. So ultimately, like, it's bad for the trader. Like, real competition is always good for the consumer. Like, let the free market be.
Exactly. So then I got you another question here. Let's see here. Take Profit Trader has a reputation for simplicity and transparency. Can you walk us through how you designed the rule set to balance traders' freedom with risk management and what makes it stand out from other prop firms?
So, it's a great question. The sustainability, I'm really going to lean on. I've got people, I always say that I'm always the dumbest guy in every room, but my superpower is I get
Good teams.
I get really good people around me that know things. And I'm like, I've got a superpower to be like, I don't know who that guy is, but I need that guy on my team. And so
Love
I
it.
built, a quantitative trading team, a group of executives that includes, one family member, a couple guys I played hockey with in college, one guy I played with in pro that I really trust.
Dude, that's great.
And the quantitative trader team is where we really rely on them to crunch the numbers to figure out, like, hey, sustainability. It always goes back to the sustainability. It's like, hey, if I remove daily loss limit, what does that look like? Is that too easy? Am I hurting myself in the live account by doing that? Like, what does that mean? So again, weighing these variables and trying to change one variable at a time, which is why you don't see Take Profit Trader usually the first to change a rule, right? Is because, like, I need to crunch data and I need to crunch it one variable at a time. If I change 3 things and the results change in the live account, and I'm going, okay, like, what caused that? Is it this variable? Is it that variable? So naturally, it takes more time to iterate because we're trying to change one thing at a time, make sure it's sustainable, change the next thing. So, some traders will come in and rightfully so say, hey, Take Profit Trader doesn't have 1 day to pass. They have 5 days. It's like, well, we don't have enough data. We will never say that we won't change a certain rule, but what we don't do is backtrack on the rules. Like, change a rule and then be like, oh, just kidding. Like, that sucked for us. Like, we're going to take that back. Right. And you see that in the market sometimes it's because of the competition. A lot of firms try to catch somebody changes a rule, the other person comes right behind them, not knowing that there are many levers there, including payouts, but not limited to payouts, that cause some pushing and pulling at a firm. And so it's as simple as that. Like, the team that I have, the numbers, I would say the math geeks really help us. And then, like, some trustworthy people that that work in the company. Our team is great, and I really lean on them a lot.
That's great, man. That's true because it's a lot easier to start off with a set of rules and then little by little start taking this rule out or that rule out versus being like, oh shit, we don't have enough rules. I got to add rules. Or like you said, take out a rule and then a month later add 2 more rules because that one hurt you.
Yeah. Or you'll see, like, hey, we're going to remove this but add this. It's like, man,
Yeah.
The people see right through that. The market used to not know that, like, understand that back in the day when, like, there was only a couple players. The good thing, man, is the markets are sophisticated. You guys are smart. Like, the people aren't dumb. And to, again, getting on these podcasts, I tell people all the time, it's like, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and try to tell you, the sky is green when everybody can look up and see it's blue. Like, it's like, I respect people too much for that. And I'm like, look, I'm just going to tell you like it is. You might not like it. And if you don't, that's fine. Like, I understand why people wouldn't like it. And they're not wrong. It's just
Yeah.
like what's right for one person is not always right for everybody. And that's kind of my stance on that.
You got a bunch of seats. There's gonna be a butt for every seat. It just so happens that maybe somebody just doesn't like that seat. It's that simple.
Yep.
That's why
Agreed.
choices are so important. So, what's roughly? Do you know roughly the pass rate of evaluations? On traders, like 10%, 20%
I think
for you
right
guys.
now I don't know. I don't want to give you a wrong number, so I'm estimating here. I
Yeah.
think the pass rate per test is in the 20s, and the only
Okay.
reason that it's increased a lot since we've removed
The DLL.
the daily loss limit. Yeah, and I don't. I'll be frank, like I always am. I don't know that that necessarily helps traders actually, because it actually gets some people into bad habits. I always say the worst habit as a trader is to trade too much and too big, and it allows people to trade a little bit bigger than they used to be able to trade
Yeah.
when they had the daily loss limit, right? It does give them more room, which I love, but more room only helps if you trade within, the size parameters that you probably should be, which means like if I allow you 15 to trade in 15 NQs, it's like $5 million or something. In order to trade trading an equity, you need a huge account.
Okay, so yeah, the reason I had asked was that question was because the question was with only about a 20% trading passing traders passing evaluations, what are the most common mistakes you see aspiring funded traders make, and what advice would you give them to improve on their chance of success?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I was just talking about it. I think I got cut off with the internet. It always with the removal of daily loss, we see traders trading too big, right? Because they have
Hmm.
more room. Now, more room is good, but the problem that I see, it's the number one problem, and I always say it. It's like trading too big. Like the nominal value of 15 NQ contracts, NASDAQ futures contracts is like you'd have to have like $4 or $5 million in an equity account to be able to trade that much leverage. It's just even without it, the number one killer is just trading too big and too often. And I see it over and over again. I tell people like get the biggest account you can and trade as small as you can. Trade the micros. You might get there a little bit slower, but it'll be more sustainable for you.
Okay, yeah, I mean that makes total sense. For me, it's always been the same case. When I've traded too large, is when I end up screwing it all up. When I trade smaller, I trade cleaner. The larger the size, the more emotions are involved as well, and emotions are the ones that always get us in
That's
trouble.
right. I always say I don't give a shit size, and then you can make good decisions. When the size is too big and you're thinking about it with eyes wide open, man. Oh no.
Yeah, it definitely kills traders. Okay, so then I have here. Let's see if we can get these two done. If we do, then we're good to go. Well, actually, only one more actually left. So this one's a good one. Looking ahead, how do you see Take Profit Trader evolving to meet the needs of futures traders in a rapidly changing market? And are there any exciting updates or plans you can share?
So what we're doing to um, in a rapidly changing environment is we're still trying to do it strategically, one variable at a time. Like making crazy adjustments to the rules just to keep pace is not the way we've ever done things, and we will never do it like that. We're doing some things like specifically on the trading side now that
Okay.
will let us stand apart as opposed to like changing rules all the time. The rules are going to be the rules, and that's how people used to differentiate. I think moving forward, Take Profit will differentiate ourselves with tech, and that's what we're
Okay.
working on. So there's some real cool things coming out, within the next months that are going to be really cool that I think your users are going to love from things that the
Nice.
traders have told us.
Like journaling tool, maybe something like that.
So like including like native trade copiers that are like accessible through like our dashboard, where you're not having to do it at the platform level. You can do it at your account level. Things like that that we're really really excited about that traders have asked for.
Awesome. What about in the future possible different offerings alongside of the current accounts that you guys offer as a different account, maybe a static account or a swing account, an end of day account? Obviously, they would have different rules, but would you guys
Yeah,
ever have something like that?
it's a good question, and it's harder for us because we don't have the data, like so we don't
Mm.
have to roll it back again to the previous point. But it's stuff we're looking at every single day with the quant team. Like we're always looking at ways to get better, potentially having things like single stock futures in the future. In the future, CME, of course, has to do some of that legwork for us, where you're able to trade the future of Google, for instance. You know, some different offerings in that sense that are going to be really like exciting and cool. There's like infinite things that we're trying to do. We can only do one at a
Thank you for taking some time to join us here, and thank you for answering the questions. And for those of you who don't know, man, I asked James, do you want to know the questions beforehand? He flat out told me no. And that right there for me is a huge sign of a man of his word, a person that stand up and not hiding anything, not afraid of what they're offering. So definitely give Take Profit Trader a try.
No softballs, Jesse.
Use code JesseW, all caps, JESSEW, and get yourself the discounts with them. Hey, James, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
You take care. Well, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the interview. If you have any questions that you'd like to see on a follow-up interview, then drop it in the comment section below for me. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you are alerted when I upload my next video and or go live. Remember, I upload videos Mondays and Thursdays and go live on Wednesdays. Not this Wednesday because I am right now in the Caribbean. I hope to catch you on another one. Peace.